Someone's loss is someone else's blessing. Someone's hurt is someone else's justice. Karma is not always a bitch. Therefore, karma is also balance, but not many want to accept that. This is for people who actually believe in a higher power and not just sing songs like what goes around comes around and go about their day like nothing exists. Songs have meanings irrespective of you being a believer. By now, we should know karma exists and karma is not always bad. She is balanced. She brings justice too. And karma is a divine occurrence because many a times we have free will, yes, but free will has a dead end, just like destiny has its dead end. But when we reach our destiny, we enjoy the fruits of it. But when we reach a dead end for our free will, and if it's not as per the destined path that was always written for us, and if we defied God, then that will always be met by destruction. Because destruction is always followed by the devil's lead. And the devil causes confusion. The devil will never promise you something that is long term. He will give you what you want, but at the end of the day, if you defy God and if you make devil your God and you never accept that, if you blaspheme in the name of the devil, then that is going to backfire at the end of the day, because everything that was promised to you will be taken back. It is just lifing, where God is reminding you who God is and what He can do and what earthly power can't do and what spiritual power and what spiritual court is. When karma comes around, nobody knows that she's going to come around. She's normally unwelcomed. But on the other side of things, when karma comes around, when karma blesses, there are some of us who are waiting for justice to come around. So as much as people pray on justice to not be served, many of us are praying on the other side for justice to be served. But this is for people who have been done wrong by people who deserve their karma. You should understand that your spirit is so strong that God has used you for you to go against somebody who is so dark spirited that they had to take their karma through you. And many a times you will be the underdog. Nobody will expect for you to have any powers. But when you have God's favor and when you know you are clean, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally, if you have a clean heart and if God's spirit sits in you, you will suffer the most. And I think you also know that you have an understanding with God that you will be used. And when your spirit is used, when your body is used in a way by God, you will go through some trials and tribulations where everything will be not fair to you. It will be injustice. Your beauty will be weaponized. Your mind will be weaponized. Your job will be weaponized. Your lifestyle will be weaponized. Your family will be weaponized. How you live your life will be weaponized against you. Your existing will be weaponized against you. Why? Because you are a walking mirror. Why? Because your spirit, your aura is too clean for people who dwell in the dark. This is the devil's playground. There's only 144,000 of us. So unfortunately, they will outnumber us. At this point, we need to wake up. We need to awaken our brothers and sisters at this point to understand and help people understand who karma is, what karma is, and why does she exist, and how long has she been in our life, and she'll continue to exist because that is the natural order of life. As above, so below. We all want to do infinity tattoos and have infinity pendants, yes, but understand karma. Understand how karma works. Karma is not for you to cry and to hate her, but karma is for you to understand, to take an inventory of how you've behaved with people since you were born, since you were a kid, since you were a teenager. Who are your ancestors? What karma do you carry? So you may not believe in God, you may not be spiritual, but you have reincarnated. And if you don't believe in that, then ask yourself, why do you go through certain things that you go through? When life hits you, and if you are so ignorant about your own actions, because you may show the world that you have the best intentions, but karma reads your mind. Karma knows what you say to yourself when nobody is watching. Karma knows what you do before you go to bed when no one's watching. Karma knows what you say and think about that person when they turn their back. So bear in mind, everything comes back. Everything is returned because everything comes full cycle. And that's the natural cycle of life. And if you want to call yourself a spiritualist, first start believing in karma. And if you want to really be real, clean your karma first. Because if your karma is heavy, how are you going to get into a spiritual cycle where you claim to be somebody who is clean and pure and who can help everybody else get to a level of awakening of self and spirit within, when your own spirit is so tainted? There is no shortcuts when it comes to awakening, and there is nothing exciting, nothing fabulous and glamorous about awakening. So just bear in mind, the real recognizes real, and you need to clear your karmic debts, and that means you building a relationship with your ancestors, you falling in love with your ancestors, you forgiving your ancestors, because your ancestors is you. Your family is your soul family, and that is the karma that you bring into this life. So if you really want to go within, if you really want to understand karma, start by understanding your lineage. Why? Because a lot of wounds that we carry, a lot of pain that we carry within, and if we are in touch with our own emotions, and you know, as a person, what hurts you. You can be the toughest person on the outside. People not even know what's going on the inside. And if you are somebody who prides yourself in being shallow, good for you. But you know you have weaknesses. You know there's certain things that breaks you that nobody else knows. And that is all because your ancestors have gone through the same thing, and you've been sent here to break that cycle. And this is the time when you need to break that cycle, because only if you break that cycle will your ancestors be free and finally rest in peace. Otherwise, you will be just another ancestor who couldn't break the cycle, and your descendants will have to go through it. So just understand, karma is deeper than what you just see, and karma is deeper than just a bitch. Therefore, they are called karmic debts. Because yes, our ancestors have done some wrong, and they are paying their debts. And therefore, we have come to act exactly the opposite if they were tyrants, and if they were healers, and if they were killed unfairly. You are here to uphold their name. So know your ancestors, know yourself, because that is you investing in your own self and who you used to be. Therefore, there are certain things that you're very natural at. There are certain things that you're gifted at. When you start to explore yourself, when you start to build that relationship with your inner spirit, you start to see sides of things that you first resonated and now you don't resonate with. People that you resonated with that you don't resonate with. And it is never personal. It is just your path which you've embraced. And if the devil is chasing after you, if the devil is coming to you for something, you must know that you are special, because the devil is not going to waste time on somebody who is weak spirited, because somebody who is weak spirited is already influenced by their devilish wants, and they're easy to surrender. They don't even really need a convincing from the devil as to why they should not believe in God. But people like you who actually have a really strong spirit, and the devil knows certain points to press you where you will give in, that is when you're truly tested. And when that moment comes when you are tested, even if you are a good person, even if you actually believe in the light, slowly but surely the devil is chipping at you where you are giving up a little bit of your light. So now there are holes in your light where the darkness seeps through. As soon as you get the taste of the devil, everything that once made you happy, of everything that was in the light, will start to irritate you. It starts really small. You start to get annoyed to aggressiveness, and from aggressiveness, you just totally detest that light aspect of you. And when that happens, you always go back into the dark side, which fills the void within you, which makes you feel good in whatever capacity that may be. Take it as it resonates. One of the worst things we can do as humans is forget that promise, that soul's promise that we made to God. And then when we go against that soul's promise, we don't even know what our purpose is. And when we don't know what our purpose is, we get lost in the 3D reality. We get lost in everything that makes us happy on a physical level, on a sexual level. And everything that was spiritual, that was soulful, is soon forgotten. And we soon forget why the hell did we come here? And we just forget that we're going to die one day, and we just live our life like we do. And some people call themselves witches. Some people take pride in using the dark arts to defy karma, and therefore karma allows them to experience everything that they want out of their dark arts and their black magic, thinking that they get exactly what they manifested through magic, and they celebrate too soon because they think God is weak. They think karma is weak. But karma and God plot, and they attack by letting these people know you'll get exactly what you want. And yes, we are weak, and when you least expect it, God will attack, because life goes back to its natural order. So yes, these witches, these dark practitioners can use their sex spells, can use their money spells, their beauty spells, their health spells, their death spells on you. How many times have you lost your partner over a Jezebel spirit, man or woman, where you just can't stop yourself? You just don't believe a beauty like that, where you just can't wait to fuck each other like animals. How many times have you lost money? Have you lost your job over nothing? That everything that you've built money-wise suddenly goes to shit because of this one person walking into your life? How many times have you lost your health, your joy? As soon as you start taking care of yourself, you start deteriorating. How many times have you felt like you just escaped near-death experience, or you constantly feel that someone's watching you, someone's monitoring you? Even when you're alone, you feel eyes on you. How many times have you felt somebody holding on your throat when you can't speak? How many times have people stalked you in your mental, and you've put you in confusion where you can't make a decision? These are spells. These are witches. These are warlocks who are going against God's people, who are going against earth angels. And these people love to be divine. These people love to act divine. These people are blasphemous. But they're so embarrassed of their dark, they want to hide in the light to just show their dark side in the dark, in the shadows, making us look bad. But karma sees it all. Nobody sees it. And we normally don't pay attention to people like that, because we know how people in the dark are. We may be the underdog, but don't mean we've not already tamed our darkness. They have never touched the light. We've conquered our darkness. So that makes us stronger than them. And they don't know that. We know that. But we leave it to God, because karma comes. And when karma comes, we rejoice. And they repent. These people get chances after chances. But one thing God says, do not touch my anointed. One thing He does not agree is slander. Because when people slander us, people slander God. Because what they say is a lie about us, is a lie about God. And if it's God giving you a purpose that you are fulfilling, and if somebody who operates in the dark wants to claim your essence, your destiny as theirs, God doesn't want them to have the destiny, because God don't trust them with anything. You think God will allow them to handle a destiny that grand as yours? Do you think they can go through the shit, the pain that you went through? No, they're weak. They're losers. They dress themselves from outside. But remember, a pig can wear a lipstick, but it's still a pig, right? So you need to remember that what karma is for you, what karma is for people who operate in the dark. So you don't need to be scared. And nor do you need to act God by taking matters in your hand to go teach them a lesson. Let karma teach them a lesson. Let karma bless you. Let karma use you. Because one day karma will stop using you and start teaching them. And when that day arrives, know that you've paid your karmic debts. And today, if you've paid your karmic debts, and if people are still coming at you to hurt you, because bear in mind, when you don't bother people, people try to bother you the most. When you mind your own, people bother you the most. When you don't give them reaction, people bother you the most, because they think, oh, he thinks he's too good for us. She thinks she's too good for us. Yes, because we're spiritually clean. We're good people. You are not. Your spirit stinks. And therefore, may karma get you. And I pray for you. For me, I rebuke and return all negative energy on you, your family, your loved ones, and me, my family, my loved ones, back to sender multiplied. I love you, karma.